Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's session. And here we will discuss the most important. Here we will discuss all the questions and that have been asked in shift 2 of NABARD Phase 1 examination, and we'll only talk about ESI as well as GA questions. Okay, so you can check it here. And first of all, before that, can you tell me whether my voice is clear and this screen is clearly visible to you? Is my voice clear to all of you? Okay, thank you, Rishabh. So we have collected, questions from most of the critical sources, or you can say credible sources, and most of the questions we've been having are almost from the paper only, and we've also collected the answers also, so you can check it here. So what's the correct answer or not? So first of all, we'll do with GA. Okay, and if there is any doubt that you guys are facing now, just tell me. So there was one question regarding this application of coal ministry, where citizens can also report any illegal mining activities. Okay, so the answer for is it Khanan Prahari. So this is our first question. You can also try to calculate your marks, and in the end you can tell what marks are you getting. As Ashok sir have already told to you that mostly the cutoff will be hovering around 39 plus minus 2. So you can think in terms of that. Next question. There was a question on which of the following is a public sector insurance company that they were asking. Okay, and options were given: SBI, PNB, MetLife Insurance, India First, Canara, HSBC, and also none of the above was also there. So the correct answer would be none of the above. Because as you all know, if you're talking about public sector insurance company, then these are Oriental Insurance, Indian National Insurance, Indian Insurance, United Insurance, and various other insurance companies that you must have already read about when you were preparing for either IRDA or even in normal case scenario. Another question, there was some statement which talked about sustainable developmental goal related to women or gender equality. So they just simply asked you about what is the SDG goal number. So the correct answer for that is SDG 5. Okay. Then there was also another easy question with respect to the ongoing conflict of Nagorno-Karabakh region. And this conflict has been going on since past 4 to 5 years. Okay, and during the COVID also, this conflict was also on the rise. So it's between Armenia and Azerbaijan. This is the correct answer. Okay. Another question was related to civil, code on criminal procedure, Indian Penal Code, and Indian Evidence Act. And since they are talking about what are the act that are being recently used. Okay, so even if you use Indian Penal Code, they are talking about 1860 Act, but Criminal Procedure Code has been amended, and the latest 1973 one is being utilized nowadays. So any option that must have having 72 as Indian Evidence Act, 1860 Penal Code, and 1973 Criminal Procedure Act. So that must be correct option. Okay. Then we also saw a question regarding Northern Green Lights. which we used to call as Aurora Borealis, and they asked about the southern portion. And what do we call that? For that, answer is Aurora Australis. Okay. Then obviously there was a question on full form of CPACE. This we've already discussed in, I remember this, that we discussed this in our ESI current affairs portion, and in that we discussed about Center for Processing Accelerated Corporate Exit, where Ministry of Corporate Affairs developed this portal in order to expedite the process of exit so that startups flourish much more in the country. Okay, so you must have, I hope you must have done this question correct. Another question was related to which of the following weapons was developed indigenously in India. There were these 5 options: Tejas, Arjun, Vikrant, Dhanush. Tejas, as you all know, LCA Tejas, HAL, Arjun tank, Vikrant aircraft carrier. Okay, so all of the above options is correct for this question. Okay. Then there was this question, which was based on the latest news that we did in the current affairs portion of our MCQ section also. We discussed that 6 members were invited to join BRICS, and Saudi Arabia was correct answer in the question that has come in the NABARD examination. Okay, and there were some people were saying that there were other options also, such as Indonesia or Singapore, but Saudi Arabia was the correct answer. Next, there was question on Agnikul Cosmos, being the second private Indian startup having launched its rocket, and they asked about the first one. So first one was Skyroot Aerospace. Okay, so the option which was having Skyroot Aerospace as a company, that was the correct answer. Okay, another question was related to defense. They asked about exercise Bright Star, a multilateral national training happened in which place? There were some options regarding, some people were saying France was option over there, Egypt were there. So the correct answer is Egypt. Okay. Harshada says, question was which country are scheduled to join 1st Jan 24 regarding BRICS now. Okay. And even this we also discussed, that at what time these 6 BRICS nation, their membership will start. Okay. Next is ICC Men's Cricket World Cup hosted by India. First stage tournament will be, round robin format. They will be using how many matches will happen in that. So the correct answer for that is 48 matches. So anyone who knew that there were 10 teams that were playing in the tournament, and if that somebody must know a little bit about permutation, combination, and even a little bit of mathematics, he would have calculated even that how many matches would have been there. Another question was there regarding Kaveri River. I know most of you, if somebody might have read about this news, he might have done it, but it was mostly not doable for other students. They were asking about what's the length of Kaveri River. So any option that were having 800 kilometers was the correct option. Okay. Then the question was asked regarding Infosys appointing Iga Swiatek as an ambassador, and what was asked, how many Grand Slam she has won. So the correct answer for that is 4. Another polity question came, which was about what do we call delimitation commission, and there were various options as students told that boundary, apart from boundary commission, there was some territory commission option was also there. So the correct answer is boundary commission. Okay. And then we got this one particular question. If any one of you who were in the second shift, if you can confirm this, there was this question asked about Aadhaar, and there were some options like this, that it was used for authentication by banks, by private companies and by governments. And can any one of you confirm whether this was question asking about the true statements or the false statements? They were asking, if they were asking about true, then all of these options are correct. And if they are asking about, yes, if they are asking about false statement, then obviously none of the above is correct. Okay. Okay. Then there was also one question regarding, topmost layer above thermosphere. So this was also another geography is easy question. Answer would have been exosphere. Okay. So these are all GA questions. Let's go to what? ESI questions. So one question with respect to ESI was that they asked about PM Krishi Sinchai Yojana components. So options were given: AIBP, Atal Bhujal, Har Khet Ko Pani, Watershed. Except Atal Bhujal, all other options were correct. Then they talked about which of the following risks are covered under PM Fasal Bima Yojana. So except one option which was about crop destruction by wild animals, all other options were correct. Okay. Then we have PSL agriculture maxed sanction limit. So for that, answer was 100 crores. Okay. Another question in ESI was talked about was 7 priorities, and amongst the 7 priorities, the option which was having foster research, that was incorrect, and rest other were correct. Okay. Then we have which sector is eligible for classification under sub-target of 7.5% for micro enterprises under priority sector. So there were various options, but the option which was having khadi and village industry sector, that was correct. Okay. And this question which was there, on the basis of the recent Forest Amendment Act that happened in 2023, they asked about, exact statement was copied in the examination, and they asked about, non-forest activities. So the correct answer was establishing checkpost, ecotourism, but this cultivating horticulture crops was not the correct answer. Okay. Then we had a question regarding PM Daksh scheme. There was these options regarding the income criteria. So as you all know, if somebody would have eliminated this first option, he would have, gotten the correct answer. For SC also, there is no income criteria. Okay. Then we had, which of the following is the objectives of Pranam scheme? The correct answer, as you all know, is alternate use of fertilizers. This was from the budget also. So you must have easily gotten this answer correct. Another simple question was asked regarding components of ASHA, where this just asked about what's the component, and all of these components are correct. Okay. So for this, answer is all. Then there was question regarding financial assistance in plain areas about under PM Awas Yojana rural. Okay. So answer for that is 1.2 lakhs. and 1.3 lakhs for rural hilly areas. Okay, but the question which was asked, the answer was 1.2 lakh. Okay, then we have under credit guarantee scheme for micro and small enterprises. They asked about ceiling guarantee that has been enhanced from 2 crores to 5 crores answer. Another question was there with respect to which was not the one of the components of National Rural Livelihood Mission. There were some options, and if that option is none of these, then that would have been correct. So these are the 4 components under National Rural Livelihood Mission: social mobilization, promotion and strengthening, financial inclusion, sustainable livelihood, social inclusion, access to entitlement through convergence. Then they asked a question regarding components of Khadi Gramodyog Vikas Yojana, which was not the correct answer. They asked about that. So if you look into it, there are 2 schemes under Khadi Gramodyog Vikas Yojana. We have Khadi Vikas Yojana and we have Gramodyog Vikas Yojana grant. So one option which was there in the question, this one, rural engineering and new technology industry, this was incorrect. Hence, you must have selected this answer. Another question which was simple, that scheme to ensure open defecation free India. What was the name of the scheme? Swachh Bharat Mission. Another question was regarding which state is not among the top 31 state where aspirational block program is implemented. There were options such as Jharkhand, Odisha, West Bengal, but Rajasthan is the correct answer because it's not there. A question on national income was also there. Answer 1.72 lakhs. Okay. And then there was a question regarding Sphurti scheme, classification of traditional industries. Options were khadi, village, coir and jute. And if you look at the scheme's guidelines or scheme's document, only these 3 industries are, within these 3 industries, this whole scheme is classified. So the correct answer is 1, 2, 3 only. And jute industries is not. So this is the document of scheme guideline. You can see from here, traditional industries broadly classified as khadi, village and coir industries. Then a question regarding PM Uchchata Shiksha Abhiyan gross enrollment ratio, the target group in which this was actually checked. So that answer is 18 to 23. Okay. Then we have student enrollment in higher education has increased to nearly what crores in 2021? So the answer for it is 4 crores. Okay. Then there was also a question regarding sex ratio, which has improved from 943 in 21 to 952 in what year? 2036. Okay. A mobile app launched by National Rural Livelihood Mission, e-Saras mobile application. Then there was another question regarding Amrit Dharohar scheme. So option which was discussing about wetlands, that would have been the correct option. Okay, because Amrit Dharohar scheme, as you all know, it was presented in the budget regarding restoration of wetlands. Then there was a question regarding Janari Suraksha Yojana. Okay, and they asked about in the rural areas LPS higher amount. So 1400 is the correct answer. Okay, so anyone who have selected 1400, that would have been the correct answer. Then we had question on Lakpati Didi initiative. So here the answer was Ministry of Ayush and Ministry of Rural Development. Okay, so they had a collaboration or MOU signed. Then the question with APIDA, giving export data about what type of products. So the answer for that was all. Okay. Then there was also a question regarding this procurement policy of the government. Okay, procurement policy of the government, where there was a particular amount of target that was reserved for SC/ST entrepreneurs. So the answer for that is 4%. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Then for short-term agricultural loans up to 3 lakh to farmers, interest subvention of 1.5% is provided. This was the question. Then we had a question regarding, the credit enhancement guarantee. This, the maximum corpus against working capital loans was increased from 0.15 crore to 5 crores. So for this question, 5 crores is the correct answer. Another question which was of the following is not a millet. All these options was there. So maize is the correct answer because it is not a millet. Then there was a question on foreign trade policy amnesty scheme, where we discussed this amnesty scheme also, not only in the YouTube channel but also in the live classes also, where we talked about that this deals with default on export obligations, and these obligations were during COVID period. Then there was a question regarding what were the features of underdeveloped economy. So apart from this last option which asked about dependence on manufacturing and services sector, all are correct. In underdeveloped economy, this is usually the agriculture sector. Okay, so this is incorrect. Then we had a question regarding financial inclusion fund, providing one-time fresh grant up to maximum what amount to RSEIT or ETI regarding to procured training and equipment content. So answer for that is 4.5 lakh. This has been on the basis of recent NABARD circular. Okay, previously it was 3 lakhs. Now it has been revised to 4.5 lakhs. Then there was also a question regarding banks can issue long-term bonds with a minimum maturity of what? 7 years is the correct answer. This is on the basis of RBI circular. Okay. Another question was credit guarantee fund for farmer producer organization of 1,000 crores. It is managed and maintained by NAB Sanrakshan. Okay. Then we had a scheme related question. The scheme implemented by involvement of NCDC. There were these options: PKVY, Gramin Bhandaran, PM Kisan, PM FME, and none of the above. Answer for this is Gramin Bhandaran, because if you look into Gramin Bhandaran scheme, there is a facility or benefit regarding, development of warehouses through NCDC. So we can, most probably say this is the correct answer, Gramin Bhandaran. Then we also had a question regarding differential rate of interest scheme, where banks are advised to grant to eligible borrowers belonging to SC/STs such advances to extent of not less than what? 2/5 is the correct answer. Okay, 40%. Then we had a question regarding this UN report, and they asked about which statement not correct. So you must be seeing these options. In one of the options there were working population, only 28% given. So as you know, all of us know India is most famous for its demography, so working population can't be this much low. So this statement is incorrect. Hence, all of the above are correct. Okay. Then we had this question on natural organic farming, a question related to budget, because in budget this provision was provided. Okay. So all of these options are correct. Another question was businesses not covered under credit guarantee fund for micro units. So in this, if you see, except this third option, short term loan for farmers, all other options are correct. Okay. So you had to exclude this answer. So this asked about not correct. So this short term loan to farmers is the incorrect answer. Then there was a similar question regarding beneficiaries under Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. Okay, so they were provided with what type of benefits? So there were various options: ornamental fish cultivation, purchase of land, constructing new rearing ponds and fish retail markets. So except this second option, all the options are correct. Okay, so 1, 3 and 4 only. Then they asked about FSSAI Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. And lastly, if there was any question regarding objective of village program, so these are the options: creation of opportunities for livelihood generation, promotion of tourism, cultural heritage, skill development and entrepreneurship, and development of cooperative societies. So all of these questions of ESI we have covered. So if you're scoring, now we have provided ESI, GA as well as ARD questions of even shift 2. So if you are scoring above 39, please prepare for mains examination, because that is only now a month later. So if there's any question you want to ask, feel free to ask. Otherwise, we'll end this session. So someone saying that GA and ESI were a bit bouncy. Yes, you can say, because as you can see, the medium based questions, they were a bit less. Either they were too easy or either they were too tough. You can't do those questions. Also, even the options were too tricky. They asked a question and they got options give like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The variance of within these options were very low. So yes, you can say these both were a bit bouncy. So A is asking what about, so you can actually stay positive, because as we've already saying, if you're anywhere near close to 39 in between +2 or even +3, 4, please prepare. Unless your differential is more than 10 marks or more than 10 to 12 marks. So in that space you can actually leave the preparation, but if you're anywhere near close to 39, you can do so. Harshada, but in BRICS question, there were some options were there which some states were not invited to become BRICS member. Somebody was saying that even Singapore option was there. So I don't think Singapore is one of the 6 members that were invited for becoming a BRICS nation, because only these were the states: Saudi, UAE, Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia and Argentina. So apart from these 6 countries, there were some options over there. So if in that case, if Singapore was not there, if only those 4 states were there, then that would have been the correct answer. Okay? Because it is as simple as that. You know, it's a simple news. If there were any, if you're talking about that some of the all these members were, poised to become the BRICS member from 1st Jan 24. This we discussed in our circular also. Okay. And if options contained all of these, then that would have been the correct answer. If option did, contained any state other than this, then that would have been the wrong answer. Okay. And regarding cutoff, sir has already provided you that 39 plus minus 2 is the cutoff. And you can actually, check that cutoff video uploaded by Ashok sir. Okay. Any other question if you want to ask? For OBC, you can actually, if you see previous year cutoffs, that would have been, I guess, 3 to 4 numbers less than general, I guess. So you can just have a look at previous year cutoff. Just type NABARD 2022 phase 1 cutoff. In that cutoff, you must be seeing 41.75, something like that general cutoff, and check the nearby OBC cutoff and check the differential. And if that differential is a little bit about 3 to 4 marks, the same range will be in this year also. So that won't be any different. Okay, UPSC. So you can take the range of 4 to 8 marks. See, we are also not, inside the organization. We can just speculate. So most probably it will be, and these cutoffs range are just to tell you if you're, if you're scoring marks nearby 39 plus minus 4, even since if you're talking about OBC, so even if you're scoring 32 marks, prepare for mains. That's what I'm telling you. Prepare for mains. So these cutoffs are just to tell you that whether you are nearby the range or not. Any other question? Chalo. Thank you guys for joining. I hope you all must have gotten the correct answers. Okay, and I hope all of you clear the phase 1 examination. So all the best to you. Thank you.